In this short comparison, we are looking at two high quality IEMs. One is the Sivga Nightingale, and the other one is Quintet from KiwiEars Quintet. Both are exactly priced. I believe this one is $220. This one is $230, maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but 220, $230. This one is a 14.5 mm planar, and this one has a whole lot of drivers inside this small IEM. And when it comes to the sizes, you guys can see the Sivga is slightly smaller, slightly marginally smaller when it comes to the weight, but lengthwise I'll say both are very similar. Both are very comfortable inside the ear, no issues with that. But Sivka can feel slightly odd thanks to its dome shaped internal back internal front plate. Cannot be back plate. Now moving on to the cable quality, Sivga only comes with 4.4 mm cable, and the sound quality of this cable is very good, no issues with the sonics and anything. Now this Quintet cable isn't exactly great. I'll suggest changing the cable. So that's up to you. Definitely it already is very good, but if you want bigger stage and a bit more air between instruments in the treble range, I'll suggest a change of cable. Now move on to the sound quality. Both are as I said, very good. But when it comes to the Sivga is tuned for a more balanced output. Okay, it doesn't have a lot of bass body or anything like that. There is decent amount of sub bass. There isn't a lot of sub bass extension either. Just like a lot of planar based IEMs, the sub bass isn't exactly great, and the mid bass isn't very voluminous or anything like that. It is much more balanced. The weight is not exactly there. There is decent amount of rumble and stuff, but it isn't a bassy IEM at all. Sivga Nightingale isn't exactly trying to be a bassy IEM, and that's about it. The decay is not very fast or anything like that, but the body isn't exactly big. Now the Quintet has very good sub bass extension, sub bass rumble, and everything is fantastic with the Quintet. It has very good texture and details too. This one is decent with the texture, while this is better with the texture. The texture on this is very good, and mid bass is more controlled. The punch is more focused with this wide bore tips. In the narrow bore tips, we get a bit more punchiness, but I like this wide bow kind of presentation. The decay is very good. The texture and details are better than the Sivga. When it comes to the mid-range, that is where the Sivga takes over. Sivga is more crispy and lightweight, yet very well defined. It has very good definition, and is less tiring than the Quintet isn't exactly tiring. The sonics and stuff are very good, but while the Quintet kind of feels slightly heavier than the Sivga is light-footed and doesn't have much weight to it. So if you want a weighty, more naturalist timbre, the Quintet is the one. But if you want a tire-free, crispy notes, the Nightingale is the better option. Now moving on to the treble range, I didn't find the Sivga to be very defined. It sounds very similar to what we have heard with the Seek Real Dawn and 7 hours Timeless. Very similar to the Timeless, but more detail, more extension there. But when it comes to treble, the Quintet is better here. Better extension, better definition, better layering, better separation, better air between instruments. This one isn't exactly bad at all, but doesn't feel very well defined when it comes to treble. Maybe it needs a bit more burning and stuff, but it slightly kind of feels like there is a bit of vagueness about it. It isn't exactly trying to be very defined or anything like that, but it still is fairly good. And the instruments have body and stuff, but the definition is much more blunt. It doesn't feel like there is a lot of definition with the treble range. Now what Sivga is great with is the stage. The stage of the Sivga Nightingale is much bigger than the Quintet isn't exactly great when it comes to stage, limited by the stock cable. Get a better cable to get a bigger stage presentation and stuff. But the Sivga is fantastic with the stage. If you want one of the biggest stage under dollar 200, 250, this is the IEM to get the stage and expansion. The sonics are fantastic. The cue placement, the air between instruments in the mid range is superlative. So if you want stage, the Sivga is very good. Stage, decent amount of balance, details is decent too, and the Sivga Nightingale is the IM. But if you want a more natural sounding IM and is okay with a slightly smaller stage, don't be limited by the stage. Get a decent cable and you will be much happier with this. So this is the short comparison of these two IMs, Sivga Nightingale and KiwiEars Quintet. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Enjoy.